Nobody don't show me this. Standing on the corner of a fruit store, once I heard a gentleman complain. You never seem to show the fruits we all love so. That's why business hasn't been the same. I don't like your peaches, they are full of stones. I like bananas because they have no bones. Don't give me tomatoes, can't stand ice cream cones. I like bananas because they have no bones. No matter where I go, with Mary, Sue, or Anna, I want the world to know I must have my banana. Oranges and peaches hurt my singing tones. I like bananas because they have no bones. Hello, everyone. As you might be shocked to see, I have a new camera angle, and that's because I have a new camera. It was a gift for my birthday. I'm not sure if it's going to stay or go. It does seem to make everything a bit wide lens, but we'll see. So, tonight, I'm going to be showing you my collection of strange oddities. First off, we have the chest. The chest is where I keep some of my strange things. The top of the chest is emblazoned with this symbol here. Yeah, but inside, some rather interesting items. So first, we have a very old tobacco tin. Lucky Strikes. And in this tin is one of my first ever art projects, working with clay. These here are little anchor symbols. This is just something I made. These are meant to be the currency of Oceanside. Little anchors, meant to look very ancient and used. And there you go. In this tin, which on the inside says, every tin of genuine Lucky Hit has the same name of the manufacturing company printed on wax paper lining. Also on the band or wrapper with which the line is sealed. The British Tobacco Company. And that's where they go. Next is this rather charming book I got when I was going through Brick Lane in London. I think it's just adorable. I won't be showing you anything written in here, but But it's interesting nonetheless, this book. Then, this tablet or stone slate that I made based on one of my gods from Oceanside, the Old One, also known as the Tall One. I think that's a little cute slate. Then, not one, but two oyster shucking knives I got overseas. These are not sharp, they are not for stabbing, they are for getting underneath an oyster and prying it open. This one, you can see the curve of where it's meant to go in. Next, see if I can get them all. Set of vintage, old-fashioned cards. Oh yes, we'll get to that later. Now, these are the most typical cards, you'd say. There's your Joker. There's your Jack. There's the Ace of Hearts. Whenever I get these old things, I wonder who they belong to before me. Did someone lose their life savings with these cards? We'll never know, but fun to think about. Ain't got nobody, nobody's just for me, there's nobody. I'm so sad and lonely. Now, I have 2 coins. Not sure if the light can capture them well, but this camera is rather oversaturated, but they are both from the same country, as a matter of fact, from a big difference between them. This is an English coin from around the 1500s. Yes. Now it appears to have a saint on the front, fighting against some tentacled monster. And on the back, it features the cross. And this one is a far more recent coin. This is 5 shillings. It says, Omne Rege Vil Defendos, which I assume is Latin. And these were used up until perhaps maybe the 60s? Yes, when they switched from the old system of shillings to the new system of pence. So, for a while these were around as the midway point, and now it's just pence and pounds. And that is all from my magic little chest. Instead, I have this rather big box. Just a few more things in it. This is the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew. I'm not sure when this was made, only that it's from Manchester. On the inside it says Nancy Clayfield. So Nancy owned this book. Seems very well worn. She must have been very devout. But now a heathen like me owns it, so who's laughing now, Nancy? Who's laughing now? I would read some passages from this, but I know that this is kind of sacred to some people, and I do not wish to offend. Read at your own leisure. This wasn't really anything I wanted, but it was in the collection of things, so... This is interesting. Next up, a vintage mousetrap. Nasty. It says, Test Easy Set Supreme Mousetraps. Made in Australia. So what you would do is pull this section back, like so, and put the pin into the small hole, and it would hold it in place just enough so that when someone triggered it, you see, the pin would fall away and the trap would snap down. Now, this doesn't work for me because the thing in my wall is very big and no one believes it's in the wall, but it is. I don't care what the landlord says, there's something in my wall. It might be the size of a man. There might be a man in my wall. Moving on. Now, the rest of these are kind of tobacco related. They're all tobacco tins, pipes, and I'd like to start off by saying that I do not condone smoking. Also, don't vilify it. I obviously vilify the tobacco industry, but if you do smoke, you're not a bad person. I hope you understand that. It's just a bad addiction to have. But it's okay. My whole family smoked, which is where I get this stuff from. First, we have a very American corncob style pipe. This is the most basic type of pipe you can get. Straight angle, with the head being usually made from a corn husk that's been hollowed out, usually used by farmers, rural people, not looking for anything to show off with. Interesting. Next, a more Asian-inspired pipe, although modern. This would have come around from perhaps the 80s, and I bought it at a Korean market. So this is a very nice pipe. The wood is kind of a rosy red underneath the dark. And it says here, let's see what it says. 2 stars, Esteed. It's a lovely pipe. Well, let's move on to a bit more of a strange one. I'm not totally sure of this one's origins, but it is a very bizarre pipe. I think I was told it might come from South Africa, but as you can see, the head sits at the lowest point of the pipe and is in fact made from just a solid piece of wood. Ah, here we go. So I was totally mistaken. This was actually made in France, believe it or not. Oh, I think my hounds are attacking someone. But you have the stem here, a long pipe, so you puff it quite low to the ground. Then, my own pipe that I bought. So this is a modern one. Excuse the ash, but this is just a nice modern day pipe. Pretty basic, nice unfinished wood, and a plastic mouth bit. Another straight pipe, not corncob though, although it's similar. This would be made from kind of a basic wood. Ooh. Now that's interesting. This is made in a place I've never heard of. So it might be a country that no longer exists. I have a few items like that. I have a pot, a cooking pot, that was made in Yugoslavia, which, if you know historically, is no longer a country. It was disbanded after the fall of the USSR, I believe. But this says it was made in so it's Tanganyika. Not Tanzania, Tanganyika. Maybe that's a typo. Tanganyika. I've never heard of that. Tanganyika. Well, I'll have to look into that one. Oh, very fancy. Nice, elegant wood. The round top. Lovely pipe here. Again, another straight one. A working class pipe. Nothing too elegant and fancy. Speaking of which, then we have a pipe such as this, which, if you see the hole, has been completely burnt out from overuse. A very well-loved pipe with silver sterling around the outside. But this pipe has brothers, as it so happens. It has this pipe. Similar. The wood, in my opinion, is not as pretty, but, you know. And then this one, which actually has engravings on the sterling silver, and it says Peterson's, Dublin. This pipe was made in Dublin. Again, incredibly similar, and from that I would assume that all these pipes were made in Dublin. These ones I got from a friend when they died. Next, tobacco tins. The first one is Dr. Pat, Norfolk Cavendish Deluxe Pipe Tobacco. And it says on the side, written, I guess, Sharpie, tingles. Let's see if it says anything on the inside. No. This one on the inside is bare. Because it's on the bottom. Now it's quite scratched. So I have to assume Cavendish tobacco originated in the year 1830 when tobacco expert named Cavendish of Norfolk, USA, introduced a new formula based on a unique process for curing tobacco leaves. Well, Dr. Pat, you're a terrible human being. I'm sure you've killed thousands. Next up, wild woodbine tobacco. Ready rubbed, fine cut. Isn't that a beautiful packet? On the inside, it says, note, every tin of genuine woodbine tobacco has the words Wild Woodbine Tobacco and the name of the manufacturing company printed on the wax paper lining. They really don't want anyone stealing their stuff. Then we have Dr. Pat again, Irish mixture, pipe tobacco. This one looks like shoe polish, but no writing. Next up, Old Holborn Blend Virginia cigarette tobacco. That's nice. And the insides are blank. But it does say made in the United Kingdom. So that's pretty much 4 countries, if you choose to count Wales. Some people don't. I'm sorry, Wales. Next up we have Temple Bar tobacco. So let's get a nice look at that. Temple Bar tobacco. This kind of stuff always reminds me of Fallout. These kind of scratched metal containers. Like a world that's been forgotten. Next up, 2 of the same brand. These are both Benson & Hedge Super Virginia cigarettes. This is King George, Super Virginia. And what does it say on the inside? It says, when only the best will do, Benson & Hedge Limited, Super Virginia tobacco. And of course, we have the same company, Super Virginia tobacco. Same inscription. Just a smaller tin. This one, to me, is barely readable, but it says Havelock rubbing tobacco. I doubt you'll be able to make that out, but that's what it says. Then we have State Express Ready Rubbed Virginia tobacco. Virginia sure was a popular place to get your tobacco from back in the day. Only got a couple more left. We have, oh, this one's very worn out. Capstain, I think that might say. And these 2. Navy Cut and Town Talk. That's adorable. Town Talk tobacco. My dogs outside are barking up a storm, so You know. I'll have to leave them to that. If the person who's trying to break in my house does break in, I'll have burnt all the evidence before they get to me. I'm not worried. Life goes on without me. And everywhere I go, people know the parts I'm playing. Paid for every dance, watching each romance. Oh, what they say. And there'll come a day when youth will pass away. What will they say about me? When the end comes, I know they'll say just a gigolo. Life goes on without me. Just a gigolo. And everywhere I go, people know the parts I say. Pay for every dance, started each romance. Oh, what they say. And there will come a day when youth will pass away. What will they say about me? When the end comes, I know they'll say just a gigolo. Life goes on without me, 'cause I ain't got nobody. There's nobody else. No, for me, there's nobody for me. Yes. I'm so sad and lonely. Want some sweet mama, take a chance on me, 'cause I am so blue. So, now that you've seen my collection, I think it's time for questions, that kind of thing. You know, the usual. Go ahead. I'm here to answer all your burning questions. Mm. Da, da. Mm. I'm trying to think of another song I can sing. It's so hard to think of them on the spot, you know. Fact about me, I'm not quite sure. Fact about me, I'm a big fan of cooking and I try and do it as much as I can. You know. Where do I get items like those? Oh, all over the place. Flea markets, thrift stores, abandoned houses, people who died and leave them to me. All of those. When did I start voice acting? Goodness. That would have to be the first video I uploaded to this channel would be the first time I ever voice acted. I'm not professionally trained. What made me start collecting old items? It's kind of in my family to do that. We all like recycling, you know, that kind of stuff. What is your favorite video I've ever produced? Gosh, I couldn't say. I actually love a lot of them, if not all of them. They're so great. What are my dog's names? One is named Florence, and one is named Lottie, or Charlotte, if you want to say her full name, but it's Lottie, so Florence and Lottie. How are you doing now? I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing okay, because I'm okay. You know, a bit up and down, but I'm sure everyone is. Are you actually a very flirty in person? Or are you more of a calm person? I would say it depends on the day, but I'm generally quite excitable and Yeah, I can get very loud and excited about things. I remember actually once when I was a kid, my mother said she wanted to go to the market to see if she could find some bamboo ladders because it was something she'd got a fixation on. And it was obviously a long shot because markets, unlike supermarkets, something like that, they just have whatever people bring. So it's very rare to find something specific. And we were walking along, and I saw a bamboo ladder, and I tugged on her arm and I yelled very loudly, "Mum, look, bamboo ladders!" And she kind of took me aside and said, "Now that seller knows how badly I want it. If I go up and acted all casual, I might have got it for less." So that kind of tells about my personality. I'm very quick to get excited. Yeah. What made you do voice acting? I wanted to get into ASMR because I listened to it all the time and I kind of wanted to give something back to the community. Um, do you prefer being a big spoon or a little spoon or maybe a starfish don't touch me style? It. So this is the thing about me. If I am not a very comfortable person, if someone tries to touch me, I do not like it at all. So I'd need to be incredibly comfortable with the person to let them cuddle up with me. I can get very defensive if someone tries to, you know, put their hand on my shoulder, that kind of stuff. It's just the way I am. Are you planning on making any of your new videos and any of your old characters? I was actually thinking about that recently. Maybe bringing back Salt or Snake, something like that, one of the classics. I can tell you now I won't be bringing back Flax. His story ended. I won't be bringing back the Stockholm Syndrome guy. His story ended. So anyone who you think has come to a full conclusion, I won't be returning to them. What's my favorite meal? There, I have so many. I like chicken paprikash, and I like pesto, and I like Thai curry, and banh mi, and pho. Lots of things. What is the origin of your name, Dark and Twisted? That's the funniest thing. I have no idea. I have no idea how I thought of that. I just did. It was the first choice as well. I just put it in and I was like, oh shoot, it's taken this. So I just did because I thought it's a really catchy name and you can easily abbreviate it, that kind of stuff. What dumb question, but what is your favorite food? Fruit. Mangoes. Absolutely mangoes. They just came in season and I was very excited, but they cost so much. So much. Yeah, so I don't know what's up with that. What about the pillows? You talked about it a few hours ago. Yes, a friend of mine said they wanted to develop some body pillows, and they asked who are my most popular characters. And I said, well, I don't know, so I thought I'd ask the community. I think Salt and Soleil are probably going to be the ones. I'm not really sure who you are in the world, but do you get those German Christmas markets? Yeah, actually, yes. I've been to the German Christmas markets, although I'm not currently in Germany. But where I am right now doesn't really do Christmas at all, so I don't think I'll be celebrating very much this year. But you know, I don't think a lot of people will. Pho in Vietnam. I'm Vietnamese. Your people make some of the best food on the planet. Banh mi, pho. What's something else you make? Gosh, I'm trying to think of all the stuff. All the patisseries. The French influence, despite the fact France being there was a bad thing. Fantastic. Great bread. Gosh, what else did I eat? It's like 1,000 things. I can't think of a single one. The tea and the coffee. You guys make a mean coffee, although it's the strongest stuff I've ever had, and it makes me shake. I miss Vietnam a lot. I built a school there, school library, I should say, and that was fun. Yeah. Hold on. Mangoes. Oh yes, husband material. They really are the best. What kind of video games do I play? Right now I'm playing a video game called Control, and I'm a big fan of it. It's like a shooter. I play mostly shooters, but not online. I don't do online. Sounds like a lot regarding your channel happened spontaneously. You're goddamn right it did. It just happened. I just did stuff, and it kept working. What's my favorite holiday? It would probably be Halloween if I'd ever been in a nation which celebrated it. I love Halloween, but I've never been in a place where it's celebrated. So, you know. Oh wow. I am in the UK. I used to stay in Birmingham for a while. Secrets. But that's nice. I don't think I've ever been to Birmingham. I don't want to sound forceful, but could you do another Aussie accented character? Totally up to you. The problem was, people, I don't know, people are very defensive of the Australian accent. Like, oh, if I say that I can do an Australian accent, people often think that I can't because, like, I don't know, they get very defensive and they say, you like, because so many people do it wrong and so many people fuck it up, you know. But I think I do a pretty good Australian accent. And then some people confuse Australian and Kiwi accents. I just don't get that. I probably might. Hearing you curse is absolute gold. Thank you. Not that offensive, but hold on. What's going on? I'm trying to read the comments. Something's going a bit wrong with my screen. Hold on. Control is a trip. Reminds me a bit of SCP. It was heavily inspired by SCP. Straight up. They admitted that it's meant to be like a SCP homage. I love that. How many different countries have I been to? I don't know. Not that many, I don't think. Yeah, your Australian accent is pretty good, though. I would think so. I've spent quite a bit of time in Australia. I think I would know. But, you know, the gloves are scary. I'm from New Zealand, and definitely there's a difference in your accent. Now, New Zealand accents are a bit spooky for me, but I think you're kind of... Hold on. So New Zealand accents, they're kind of a bit soft, and usually, and you kind of get back in the throat a bit. It sounds a bit like this, I think. I'm trying to make it sound natural, but it's kind of hard, you know? Like, obviously, I don't want to insult anyone, but try my best. Whatever. Thought you did it really well. No, thank you. The Australian accent, not the Kiwi one. But I think about doing another video with the Yandere AI character you made. Maybe, I don't know. Do you have anywhere you wish you could go but haven't had the chance to go yet? Japan, definitely. That seems like the next stop. Maybe America, but right now America's not really at the top of my list. I'm an artist, and I'd really love to draw some thumbnails for your videos. Like I say, to anyone who's an artist, who's all thinking about it, I always love to hear from you. In the description of all my proper videos is my email. Just message me there, and I'll get back to you. I will. Any collabs? Yeah, I'm thinking of doing a Salt and his sister collab. What was her name again? Gosh, I can't remember her name now. I was saying that Pepper, that's right. It was going to be Salt and his sister Pepper, and it was going to be a collab. I don't want to say any names because I haven't gotten in contact with the person yet, but hopefully, you know. Have I been playing the ukulele lately? That's a common misconception. I don't play the ukulele. I have a friend who does. So I would just sing, and he would try not to laugh as he strummed the ukulele. I can't play the ukulele. Not well. Anyway. Pepper, yeah, that was going to be Salt's sister. My favorite dere. God, in media, I don't really like characters with like one trait. You're like, oh, I'm tsundere, so I am negative towards you, but positive towards her. I don't see that a lot in media, to be honest. I like yandere as a concept, probably because it's so strange. It's very far removed from the others. But kamdere, I like that one. The one where it's like a very aloof. That's fun. Salt has a sister. Oh my gosh. He actually would have quite a few sisters. Spiderkin tend to have like collections of about 6 children. Yeah. But he was, I think, the only boy in the litter or family. So yeah. I was actually in Japan visiting my grandmother after months of the family before this horrific pandemic started. Well, I'm glad you got to visit someone else in the country. I was in Germany this year, and that's wild to think about. It's so crazy. A dog is having a panic. Now there are two potential situations. It's just like the dog panicking. Dog saw a creature, or the dog saw a fly. Or the dog saw the dog over the fence who the dog hates. Anyway, it seems to be over. Do you want to learn a new language? I'm currently learning a new language. I'm learning Japanese because I hope to work in the animation industry over there, and I would need to learn the language. So I'm trying my best. I've learned how to say good morning, which is I think ohayo, and then you've got obviously good afternoon, which is I think konnichiwa or something like that. I only started like a couple of days ago, so I'm just getting into it, and I am learning the symbols, so I know now like Q and and that kind of stuff. I'm figuring it out. Is it strange that I like how he says creatures? How do other people say that? What's it like in Germany? It is lovely. The German people are super friendly. The food there is unparalleled. It's so good. The countryside's beautiful. Yeah, I'd love to see more of it next time, to be honest. I have a friend who lives over there, and they were just wonderful to stay with. Dog drama, yeah, definitely the dog drama is why we're all here. How old are you? I remember. What was that thing? What was that event? Battle of Hastings. When was the Battle of Hastings? I remember that, so I'm obviously slightly older than the Battle of Hastings. When you learn Japanese better, are you going to try making Japanese ASMR on your channel? That would be fun. If I ever become fluent enough to do that, I would love to do Japanese ASMR. Maybe make some characters who are exclusively, Japanese speaking, or make some of my characters who would speak Japanese. I think Shinku is Japanese. The yandere from, he's like the kind of famous yandere white hoodie, and he's probably Japanese. Also the Sakura dragon, probably. But I don't know if I'll ever get that fluent, so. Hello, history buff. I do love history. Yeah. History's quite fun to learn about and understand. Because from history you can learn about our mistakes, that kind of stuff. I think I'd look up the German late 1920s, 1930s political systems, that kind of stuff, and then compare that to the American systems, and you might become quite terrified to see the slow change of direction from what one would call a democracy to a fascist state. And I'm not saying obviously that it's the same thing, but it's interesting the same through lines are being followed. So another question: what kind of channels do you watch on YouTube? Do I watch YouTube that much? I do. I do watch YouTube quite a lot. I watch ASMR channels. I watch a lot of them. What else do I watch? Gosh, is it just ASMR channels? No. I also watch cooking channels. Specifically, I watch Binging with Babish a lot. He's great. Then I also watched a lot of cocktail kind of videos, like how to drink. That's cool. I like the host a lot. And also, yeah, just stuff like that. Would you say you were inspired to make ASMR videos by anyone? Yes, there is a particular ASMR artist. I think I mentioned this quite a lot because a lot of people ask. Her name is Willow Wisteria. And when I was younger, God, I'm going to be 26. 4 years? Maybe it was 2016. Gosh. Anyway, I was obsessed with all her work. And yeah, she's the person who really got me into ASMR. She's great. I actually don't really watch her videos anymore, and it's mainly because I don't like the same content that I make, and my content was very much based on hers, so you can get what I mean. Like, I don't like watching stuff that I could think, oh, I could do a video similar to that, because then I'm not relaxing, I'm just thinking about stuff. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I could do this, and I could do that, you know? What do you think about your haters? I just don't think I have that many. I know I barely have any. I know that there's a person who religiously goes to each one of my videos to dislike it because there's always at least one dislike per video, and it's like clockwork. It's always at the same point of when the video is released. The same dislike comes. So there's one person who specifically seeks out and dislikes my videos. Unless I'm going crazy, and it happens to be that way, which is fine. You know, if you don't like my content, you don't have to. But that's interesting. I've never really got hate mail or anything like that. People are generally very kind to me. The ASMR community in general seems pretty good. I've not seen a lot of drama from it, but you know. Do I ever go into a character at random? I think the only character I would go into is probably Salt when I'm doing something pretty evil or sadistic. I might do that. I might go a bit like Salt, you know? But that's basically it. I don't ever get like yandere, like, ooh, you'll be mine kind of thing, because that's not really a realistic thing that most people do. What is your favorite season? Oh goodness, maybe spring? Spring's nice. There's a lot of storms still, but it's nice. Have you ever had someone like in real life? I don't understand. Oh, sorry. I got worried when you posted the stress pay video. It might be true that I'm going through a lot of stress right now, but that's okay. You know? A bit of a lag going on. Dear. I hope the stream's not damaged, because the flow of conversation certainly dropped. Oh well. That is a shame. That's tricky. Oh. Well, I hope we're back. I don't know what that was. That was strange. Whoa. Well, I hope we're back. I don't know. Okay. Well, hi. Barbados. I don't know where Barbados is. I know the place, but I don't know where it's located. Hello there. Anyway, I was just saying that. What was I saying? Most people can't distinguish my accent when they first meet me to tell me where I'm from. I was saying that I'm sure most of you can figure it out, but some people have trouble. Is your family support what you're doing? I'm a bit confused. My family does support what I'm doing. I don't want them watching my channel, to be honest, but sometimes they do. And just got to deal with that. How many Sinjin body pillows can I buy before God stops me? Listen, I'll be honest. I feel like they won't stop you. Do I have a favorite spot to relax? I have a hammock. That's nice. When I consider myself a confident person, it's about a 50-50 split, to be honest. Sometimes I'm very confident, and sometimes I'm very much not. But I would say in general, yes, I'm a confident person. In general. Oh, you might be able to see some colors from the aurora. That's lovely. I'm so glad. Do you relate to any of your characters? Because I relate to some of them. Some of them are meant to be relatable, yeah. What do I do in my free time? At the moment, it's mostly schoolwork. Apart from that, I'd go on walks, that kind of stuff, but I have a bit of a deadline here. Of all the items you've collected, which do you like the most? I'm afraid I can't say for sure which one I like the most. I like all the items I find. Although, yes, the skulls do come to mind as something I thoroughly enjoy. But, it's all up in the air. Did you expect my channel to come this far? Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't expect to get any views, to be honest. I was very hopeful. I'm always an optimist, but, having that dream realized is lovely. I suffer from comparing myself to others, however, so it's hard to get super excited when a video gets like 4,000 views, which is a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, and even if, because I'm a very small YouTuber, 4,000 views is a lot. But then I compare myself to people doing the same thing as me, and it crushes any joy I have, to be honest. An example, there's a channel, this is hypothetical, but there's a channel that started after I started, and within a small amount of time, they gathered a larger following and more views than me. I will probably be depressed for such a long time. And I know I shouldn't be, because it's all about, getting your fan base or making people happy and not how many views you got. But it does kind of hurt sometimes. Remember, long time ago, you did the Esma Creekbuster. Remember the name of the story? It was a highway. I don't know, but yeah, that was spooky. Are you planning to do another one of those? I might. Yeah. One of my favourite items that I got was an aluminium ring from Laos, made from the metal of the mines that were dug up. The mines are from the Vietnam War. Wow. That's so interesting. Don't compare yourself to others. I love your content. Hey, that means a lot. It weighs heavy on me sometimes, the fact that I'm not as successful as others, but seeing all the positive comments, no, it helps. Out of all the videos I do I have a fave? No, I don't really. I like them all. Salt, that one's pretty good. The Salt series. But, you know. The content's so incredible. Oh. You guys are sweet. Sorry, I'm just running my hands through my hair at the moment. I feel like for some reason I got a lot of knots. The struggles of having long, beautiful hair. What do you do when you're upset? Will you put on the ASMR or the silent treatment? When I'm upset, it depends. If I'm upset at a person, I act kind of very petty, but if I'm not just upset from being sad, that kind of stuff, I usually just lock myself away, like a damsel in a towel. Do you have random habits you do randomly? Yeah, but they're not fun to talk about. They usually involve just hurting myself. Like, if I'm not thinking, I might just like like run knives across my arm, that kind of stuff. It's habits, but it's not positive habits. You're the first ASMR channel I discovered, and I don't regret anything. Oh, that's fantastic. You couldn't integrate the creators such great. My favorite videos are Floof, the Spoon Goblin. Those are both good choices. I enjoyed your content. You loop sleep. Your voice calmed me, even when you're evil. Thank you. Do you believe in the supernatural? It seems like no matter what season it is, Robin follow me if I do something dangerous. Here's my stance on the supernatural. I really, really want to believe, but I'm also a very scientific person, and just I need evidence. And I don't believe there's nothing, but I'm definitely on the skeptical side. I like your robins though; that's pretty cute. I have a similar thing, but it's with ravens. They just appear everywhere. But I'm sure that's just because I live in an area with ravens. But they're good, and they don't run from me, which is nice. Sometimes it takes longer to receive growth. Doesn't mean you're any less worthy. Thank you. It's okay. I don't need all this. Long, beautiful hair, locked in a towel. You're a princess. You figured it out. You gotta die. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? It would definitely be, what do you call it? Shape-shifting. Absolutely. Yeah, twisted have a juice box. Thanks. Opens a good luck. So it's a good thing. That's good to know. What are ravens? Ravens good luck? I feel like I don't want to hear that answer. To be a bad thing. Admittedly, you're the only SMR channel I'm sub to these days. Your content's always been wonderful. Oh, thank you. Up to because one of the channels I really look up to because you really find your style uniquely cute. As a fellow creator, it's kind of calming to know that we're in the same struggle. Yeah, it's okay. We're all gonna get through this. You know, I'd always love for my videos to blow up like some of them have. It's always great to have that happen, but you don't need that, and I need to realize. I'm also highly scientific, but I believe in magical things. Ships believe that they are unexplained yet, like ghosts, like spooky ghosts. I can explain ghosts. So here's what happens: when a person dies, they don't actually die. It's just they get a clone of themselves and just shoot that, and then become invisible and angry. That's science. Ravens are pretty. They are fully black and they go as a talking bird. The raven also represents the prophecy and insight. Yeah, I can figure that because of Odin. Yeah. Ravens can be taught to speak. Why aren't mine speaking? All they do is yell at me all the time. They're cute though, I like them a lot. Are you in any fandoms? Bioshock fandom, I guess? Not really. Ravens do go. Let's play this. I like ravens a lot. I feed them sometimes. They're very fluffy. You know, they're cute. I enjoyed the company of ravens. To be a crow, hopping from chip bag to chip bag. Crows are just trash ravens. I love them too. I actually got jump scared by a raven recently. So I was going up this narrow passage, winding up, and a raven just flew like from this close to me, just straight past me, and I was like, "Oh shit, what are you doing?" Yeah, that was so funny. I used to have a pet raven. All he could do was say my name, but he was nice. That is nice. Do you like spicy foods? Yes, I do. It's a kind of inside joke for the people who watch my other stream. Big fan of spicy foods. We don't have any ravens where I live. That's sad. I like fantails. They are cute. Has a raven ever talked to you, like human words? I think one. I can't remember what he said, but he said something that seemed like something someone taught him it. Crows are amazing. They talk. So do ravens. Ravens and crows are freaking smart. No wonder they're around you if you feed them. True. I just can't take my eyes off his hands. Befriend a flock of them and have them do your bidding. Mean a murder of ravens. I know that might not be correct. I know it's murder of crows, but maybe it's a council of ravens. I know it's a council of owls. That laugh do be evil, though. Most of my neighborhoods follow me to work because I used to feed them leftover bread. That's cute. Queen of the Corvids. Are you afraid of people will attack your videos? Accuse you of copying ASMR? No, ASMR is not really like that. I have been attacked on some of my videos for strange reasons. I got attacked on one of my Salt videos because Amazing Atheist used one of my videos as like a joke, being like, "Look at these degenerates," and like, your name's the Amazing Atheist. You're already just bad. But I don't want to start anything. I'm sure he's fine. And then my Max video got attacked by people calling it like furry shit. It didn't really affect me that bad. I thought it was quite funny. Let's see. Court of Owls. Dang it. I want to say I love your content. Oh, thank you. The council will decide your fate. He's a danger. He has to be destroyed. Save me, Anakin. I'm too old to keep going. No, it is you who will die. Arise, Lord Vader. Apparently, Ravens is called a conspiracy or an unkindness. That's so good. A conspiracy of ravens. Oh my god. I love that. It's not just role plays. We similar role plays, not just plagiarism. Yeah, exactly. The Amazing Atheist thing was wild. That one was wild. Fuck that. That was so dumb. Oh my god. I would be scared if it was like. Again, I don't want to start shit, and they're never gonna see this. But I would be scared if it was like a channel that I had any respect for. But moving on. Yeah. I've been part of the furry fandom for a long time, and one of the most accepting fandoms I've ever been part of. Yeah, it's cool. I like that. I mean, Max wasn't a furry. He was just a boy with dog ears. It's not furry. It's a different thing. Well, anime, if anything. I thought ravens are called a murder. No, that's crows. Crows are called a murder. In this country, it's believed that crows come in the form of departed family members on their death anniversary. I've seen people fear crows, but I think they're good. Poor families simply fear them. Oh. There's no chill. Crows. I see. Thank you. So maybe my ancestors are just all dead and as ravens just hopping around following me. Being like, hey, yo, what up? See, this is why I want to do more harpy videos. I want to do like a whole series of harpy videos. I know they wouldn't get popular, but I just love harpies because I love birds. They're so dumb and weird, and I'd love to do a bunch of videos kind of showing that. Cree was just like a small thing, but yeah. I do a whole bunch, maybe a cockatoo, maybe like a hawk, that kind of stuff. I mean, Amazing Atheist. I like to argue the age of consent laws. Yeah. I'm not trying to start shit, but like, again, yeah. More Cree. Yeah, I would happily do more Cree. Cree was one of my favorite videos. It was so much fun being that character. That was, yeah, that was great. Just like being a bit of an idiot. I like your gloves. Thank you. What was the video called? I don't remember, I'm afraid. You'll have to check the Salt video, and there's probably some comments linking back to it. D&D character based on a magpie. Very cool. Like shiny things, I believe. I'm not usually into Bakadere, but Cree and Snick changed my mind. Yeah. That's good. I'm very glad. What kind of music do I listen to? I genuinely would say that there's not a genre of music I don't at least have one song that I adore in. Pretty much everything's great. Even country. I'm not a big country fan, but Southern Nights, and yeah, that's rocks. Southern Nights. Have you ever noticed Southern Nights? Its precious beauty lies just on eyes goes soaring that soul that story's told of old man. He and his dog with the old land. Do I have a favorite color? It used to be orange, but because of the motif of my channel, it's also kind of become purple. So orange and purple. Celtic music is fun. Yeah, it's pretty good. Can we make a compilation of your songs? You can try. Like, in a little cafe, and just the other side of the border. Bum, She was a sitting there giving me looks that made my mouth water. She belonged to bad away. And I knew, yes, I knew I should run. Then I heard him say, come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man. So big and so strong. Come a little bit closer, I'm all alone. And the night is so young. When the music stopped and I looked, the cafe was empty. And I heard Monument said, Monsieur, you're in trouble plenty. I dropped my drink from my hand, and through the window I ran. And as I turned away, I could hear her say to her man, and come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man. So big and so strong. Come a little bit closer, I'm all alone, and the night is so young. Yeah, I like old music as well, especially. Is there any type of ASMR you'd like to try? Particularly? I can't think of any other old songs now. Like, I know the intro to Blue Moon, like, Butcher Pete. Hey everybody, did the news get around about a guy named Butcher Pete? Butcher Pete's on out in the town and he's chopping up all the women's meat. He's hacking and whacking. It's like, you know, or, good, what is it? There was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished him well. You could see that Monsieur did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young Madame and Monsieur have rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. They furnished off an apartment with a 2-room robust stay. The coolerator was filled with TV dinners and ginger ale. When Pierre found work, the little money coming worked out well. C'est la vie, say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. They had a teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well. You could see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young Monsieur and Madame have rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. Is that the Flogging Molly song? I don't know. No, I think that's gosh, someone. I can't remember his name off the top of my head now. How awful is that? But he also did break up in the woods among the evergreen. Little small cabin made of earth and wood. Well lived a country boy named Johnny Be Good, who never ever learned to read so well, but he could play the guitar just like a ring in a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go. He started the rock and roll phase. And Johnny Be Good. To be honest, out in a gunny sack. Do you own any other gloves? I do. I own a pair of white gloves. And to be feel of a railroad track. Oh, for no days. His cousin with Marvin. I knew someone would bring that up. It's your cousin, Marvin something. God damn it. Show gloves next time. What's way down among Brazilians, coffee beans grow by the billions, and they've got to find those extra cups to fill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. You can't get cherry soda 'cause they've got to fill that quota. And the way things are, I bet they never will. They've got 1 billion tons of coffee in Brazil. Dun, 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 dun. No tea, no tomato juice. You'll see. No potato juice. Oh, the plan is down and Santa's all saying no, no, no. A politician's daughter was accused of drinking water, was fined a great big $50 bill. Well, they put coffee in their coffee in Brazil. And when the ham and eggs need savor, coffee ketchup gives them flavor. Coffee pickles way outsell the dill. Why, they could percolate the ocean in Brazil. No tea or tomato juice, you'll see. No potato juice, 'cause the plan is down and Santa's all saying no, no, no. So you go to the local color serving coffee with a color. Dunkin' doesn't take a lot of skill. Why, they've got an awful lot of coffee. An awful lot of coffee, man. They got a gang of coffee in Brazil. I butchered that one a bit, but you get the point. It's the same as like a blue moon. I saw you standing there alone, without a love in my heart, without a one of my own. Something like that, you know. I'm trying to think of any old songs I know. Like, I can think of a hymn, and I wanted to do a full like cult video where I record the same song like 100 times, and it sounds like a whole choir singing it. But it's I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down. Come on down, let's go down. Oh, brothers, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who should wear the rolling crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down. Come on down, don't you wanna go down? Oh, sisters, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who should wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sinners, let's go down. Come on down, don't you wanna go down? Oh, sinners, let's go down, down in the river to pray. That's a good one. Man, I've been singing for too long. Anything else you guys want me to talk about? Or should I just head out? I have to do some recording of some personal audios. I do love doing them, but it really does take a chunk out of my time, and I never get any free time to do it, to be honest. I'm thinking either I do it tonight or I do it tomorrow morning, and have to edit it throughout the day. It sucks that it has to come to the end of the month for them to get it, but yeah, being busy constantly really does take away a lot. You get drained from this kind of work more than you think you would. It's been a long time since I've been to church, but if it's been a long time, you've been to church more times than me. I have never been to church. not for a single sermon in my life. But I did go to church once for a school thing. And what the preacher did was he read out just some weird passages, but he'd pause and he'd say, God invented the heaven and the earth and someone would cry out, Milky Way. And he'd throw you a Milky Way chocolate bar and he said, and he created all the planets, including Venus and Mars. And as they throw a Mars bar out, it was the weirdest shit I'd ever seen. I don't know. They're trying to get people. And also, there's another thing. They treated prayer like a wish. They were literally like, if you pray to God for something, it will happen. All you gotta do is pray, and it will happen. Which is the most bull thing I've ever heard. Anyone who actually is religious knows that's not how prayers work. But they just wanted to get the kids kind of indoctrinated into it, and then actually explain the rules maybe later in life, you know? Yeah. Spooky times. Get the whole, choir sorted out. And then they also came up with like this funny rant of like singing about how Moses parted the seas, but on a funky kind of beat. It was weird. And when I was in school, I always wondered why my best friend wouldn't join in the class. He always left. And one day, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ask him. So I went up to him and I said, well, he never went to this Christian class, right? It was really weird because it was something they did at the school and everyone else did it. But he didn't go to this Christian class. And I said, hey, Muhammad, why aren't you going to this class? True story. So, that shouldn't be as funny as it is. But I didn't know. It's like, Muhammad, why aren't you going to this class? And, well, that's quite a good reason, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, well. I figured it out in the end. Don't worry. I think it's weird that a public school taught like religious studies as a mandatory class. That's weird, right? I wasn't going to like a Catholic school. I already know you're my favorite. Oh, I'm so glad that you enjoy my content. Thank you. But yeah, I actually do wonder why religious studies was just Christianity in my school, because it wasn't a Christian school, it was a public school. But surely if it was religious studies, they should have probably told us about various religions, you know. I don't know. I at the time I thought the subject was fine, but in retrospect it was very not good in the way that it tried to trick kids into becoming Christians. You know, they weren't honest with the way the Bible taught stuff. They weren't honest with what prayers were. They just wanted kids to eat chocolate and associate it with Jesus, you know. Yeah, I guess it's literally all Easter is. Church is whack. Paganism is fun. I think all religions have their pluses and negatives, you know. Paganism also believes in human sacrifice. So, you know. According to the Christians. Honestly saying, I feel like in America it's more of a thing to have full-on Christian classes, because we also had sex ed classes, which I heard is more of a contentious issue in America, which I assume most of my listeners are from. But that's something crazy to me. One thing that we did in my sex ed class, they're like, take this balloon, you'll be in groups, and this was in my primary school sex ed class, not my high school sex ed class. Those are two different things. And they're like, you need to take this balloon and write down all the derogatory terms for a certain part of the body, and I think we got like boobs or something, and we just had to write down all the derogatory terms, and they're like, now what you're gonna do is just gonna pop that balloon because we're not using those terms. And I was like, what? Even when I was a kid, I was like, this is the weirdest shit. You're teaching kids to write like tits on a balloon and expecting them to not be like afterwards and just sitting in the yard being like, hey yo, you remember how we wrote tits on a balloon? What's up with that? Hello, Shirley. Yeah, that was weird. And but then in high school, it was, I guess, a lot more fine. I guess we had a doctor come in to be like, I'm trying to put a condom on. We don't have enough of the penis diagrams for you to put your condoms on. So some of you are getting dildos. So I got a dildo to put my condom on. It was a wild time. Yeah. It was so strange, but we learned about sex ed. I don't remember much being super weird about it, to be honest. It was just like, and it wasn't even like don't have sex, which I believe in America usually is taught like, hey, you don't have sex. You know, abstinence is the easiest way to stop conception. Sorry, but he was like, so when you have sex, probably you should wear a condom, even when you're doing oral. And I was like, all right, I'm big virgin energy over here. I'll be sure to do that. And then some of the guys in the back of the class would be like, oh, I already like banged 10 chicks. And then the class would laugh. High school was a nightmare of epic proportions. But it's very important to have kind of these classes. I know places don't. It's insane to me. You need to know what's going on. Otherwise, we're back in the Victorian era when men were terrified of like seeing a woman naked because they didn't know what the hell was going to happen. You know. Yeah, sex gives you AIDS. No, we were taught very much like, hey, there's a lot of STDs out there. Wear a condom. And yeah, I think there was one teen pregnancy throughout my high school experience. Yeah. I can't remember that. I was homeschooled, so I didn't get told anything, and I had to look it up myself. Homeschooling seems, and I don't want to insult you, like the worst thing. Anyone who I've ever heard has been homeschooled, like, yeah, and they didn't tell me much about this. And I'm like, this is a big topic, and it changes each time, but they're like, oh, they didn't think maths was important. Or, hey, they didn't think that sex ed was important. Or, hey, they thought Bible studies was probably the most important class. It's weird as shit. Go to a teacher. They got a degree. Can't stay up any longer. That's alright. Hey, thanks for sticking around for as long as you could. I'll see you. This is the whole idea of touching a woman's hand to get you pregnant. Yeah. It's not insulting. It truly sucked. I'm really sorry you had to go through that. I really am. I wasn't homeschooled, but I knew what sex was when I was 10. Whoa! Look at the cool kid over there. I'm trying to hang with them at the back of the class so you can smoke. I remember, because I was just such, I guess, a late bloomer in terms of caring about any of that. Someone went up to me in primary school and they're like, hey, by the way, these people, turns out later in life I figured out they were bullying me. And I mean, by later in life, I mean like I was in high school and I was thinking back and I was like, oh, they were bullies. And then one of them was like, hey, I'm really sorry for bullying you. And I was like, oh yeah, you must have been bullying me. But I didn't realize at the time. But anyway, they were like, hey, we're telling each other who our crushes are, you know? So you should do the same. And what they're planning to do is obviously to humiliate me by telling the person, that kind of stuff. But I didn't have a crush. I wasn't interested in anyone at all. And so I was like, her, and I just randomly picked someone from a class, and they went off and told her, and they expected me to die of embarrassment, and I was like, oh, darn. Well, that sucks. Now they know I like them. Not gonna do anything there, because I didn't like them. I didn't feel anything. Gosh. Well, I think I better sign off now. Sadly, because my laptop's on 6%. So, I'll see you all later. Bye. Bye.